Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your January 2022 career and money reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies in your career sector and money sector, and then we'll go to the tarot for some more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. Okay, now, I did your 2022 general reading for the year, and in that we saw that, the wheel is turning in your favor, that you're really stepping into understanding how your gifts and talents can be used in order to perhaps change careers or make more money in some way, perhaps, becoming more, moving more into a career that meets your soul's purpose more than just, making money. And then in January, your January reading was, about keeping your eye on the prize, not getting distracted, persevering through any obstacles that you come into. So let's see what we have in your career and money sector. A Nightingale spirit, love is all around. With the Nightingale, I always feel like spirit is with you, your guides, your angels, deceased loved ones. There are people cheering for you even while you're sleeping, because the Nightingale sings at night. So it's kind of this energy of, it doesn't matter if it's day and you have friends, family, coworkers that are cheering you on, especially, with that January overall reading we had, keep your eye on the prize, persevere, you can do this, that type of a message. So during the day, you may have people in your life that are cheering you on, but you may feel like at night, when you're sleeping, nothing's happening, but that's not really true. Your guides, your angels, deceased loved ones are cheering you on, working behind the scenes to help this come into fruition for you. So let's see what we have here. These cards, there we go. Yeah, they were kind of being stubborn there for a minute. Okay. They were not quite ready. So let's see what we have here. Victim mentality. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that, you may be trying to get more external validation in something that you're doing, in, a new business that you're trying to start, in a large purchase, that you're trying to make, because this is career and money. It's as if you're looking for more encouragement, but what I really feel like is that you need to travel within. Okay, you need to go within to find that. Part of this experience for you is understanding that you don't really need external validation, that you don't really need to travel to find people that appreciate what you do or something. It's about you stepping into your power of understanding just how wonderful and magnificent you are, and then shining your light. And your light will then travel out to help, attract those customers, those opportunities, those situations into your life. I really get a sense you may be traveling, but I also get a sense that there are people, situations that are traveling to you. And that could even just be like on the internet, that people will be seeking you. You are perhaps in a situation where, yeah, this and that are true. This is the situation. This has been coming up a lot in some of my readings, that, two things can be true at the same time. And you may feel like some of your competitors or coworkers or something, something in your career and money sector, one way of spending money is perhaps better than another, but that is your perspective. What we're stepping into is a consciousness level of understanding that two things can exist at the same time and be true at the same time It's finding that bigger picture, looking at it from a different perspective, whatever is going on in your career and money sector. So, if you are having, this comes really true, if you are having a disagreement with somebody in your life, in your career and money sector, understanding that what their perception of the situation and your perception of the situation can both be true at the same time. It's not, we're moving away from that mentality that one way is right and another way is wrong. It's that we're all here in order to experience things in our own way. And once we realize that we're all connected and that we're all experiencing things on our own perspective, and then just to try to step out of that and understand their perspective or try to see a situation from their perspective, it helps to get you out of the victim mentality. Because once you realize that something isn't being done to you, it's kind of being done for you, and vice versa, right? So it's kind of taking this situation. So for instance, say you lost your job or you didn't get a promotion that you were really looking for. You could easily fall into the victim mentality thinking, well, someone that, my boss did that, or nobody appreciates my gifts, or nobody sees how hard I work. But taking a look at it from your employer's perspective will sometimes help you to understand that there are two truths to the same situation, and that one isn't right over the other. It's a very interesting thing that has been coming out in my readings. And, I'll have to admit, I had to sit with it myself for a little bit. That duality, that two things can exist at the same time. And I feel like that is kind of something that we're going to really be encountering in 2022. And I feel as if you are already encountering this already in January. So let's go to the tarot and see how this plays out. I was not going to, but because of this victim mentality, let's go. I want to pull a card for your past energy and just see, and this could be even all of 2021, something. Yeah. Something was disappointing. Something didn't work out that you really wanted to work out. And so you may be a little bit stuck, right? And a little bit of the energy of feeling sorry for yourself, feeling like things will never happen for you. You may have been trying for this for a very long time. And I'm saying that because of your January 2022 general reading, and I'll link that at the end of this, that, you were getting the message there that you are part of this process for you is learning perseverance, of overcoming those obstacles. And Spirit wanted you to know to keep your eye on the prize, that things were going to work out your way. And not to fall into this type of energy, to stay positive, to trust in the universe, to surrender to the journey, to realize that there are things, and when we're going through painful situations, there are things there that are helping to open our eyes and help us to grow as, a human, but as a soul also. So you're evolving. There's something here that's helping you to evolve. And if you feel like you're by yourself, they really want you to know that your spirit guides, your angels, deceased loved ones, I'm really getting that with that energy, are there cheering you on and helping you through this situation. So let's see what your present energy is. Strength. Thank you, angels. This is just like a really clear message for me. The strength, that you do have the strength and you do have the courage to keep continuing, to persevere through this situation, that there are brighter days ahead, calming, the lion within you. Sometimes the lion can be roaring and upset, like some of you may feel depressed, really sad. Others of you may be angry inside that, this situation has occurred. the girl there is calming the line, calming the anger, calming the angst about this situation. Part of this journey is going within and understanding that you do have the perseverance and courage and determination within you to finish this out. And once again, that January 2022, sorry to keep bringing that up, but they're telling me there's a message there for you. You really may want to watch that reading also, because it is about, this is on your journey, and that it is going to end very nicely for you. You do have blessings coming your way. It's about you learning to persevere through the situation. Yeah. So your obstacle or your area of resistance is, there's twofold. I'm getting two messages. You're having a hard time moving away from this, right? Getting kind of stuck. Kind of like going back to this, having a hard time letting go of it. And yet at the same time, I'm getting, that you want to run away from this situation. You don't want to have the strength or courage. You want to just drop it and go away, run away, right? Flight, fear and flight. It's that type of energy. Once again, I'm coming back into this, they're showing me calming, petting your inner anger, petting your inner child, nurturing your inner child. There's fear that's coming up because of this situation. It may have put you perhaps in a financial bind, a fear of lack, a fear of not being enough, a fear of abandonment, a fear of not being appreciated and loved within your career and money sector. And there is, underlying, there is that determination. The Knight of Swords is that determination. But there is also, with this energy, you have to be careful, a little bit of a stubbornness. I'm going to do it my way. Well, that's good. You want to be very clear about your true authentic self and staying with your core values and everything. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to cut off your nose in spite of your face, something like that. That's what they're saying. So it's kind of like, stay, courageous, understand your core values, understand your authentic self, stay true to that. But also at the same time, don't go into it with almost a sense of retaliation. Just, calm. Put yourself in a nice, calm energy. Okay, Eight of Wands is your advice. Taking action, communication. So we are going to clarify this, but it's about not, especially if you're feeling like, oh, it's not worth me even putting any more effort into this. I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to fly away. I'm going to get away from these people, the situation, whatever. It's about taking the time to look at the actions that will help you in this situation the most. Staying true to your authentic self, that really came out in your overall yearly message. Staying true to your authentic self, and yet at the same time doing what is good for you, not trying to do it out of spite. And I don't know why they keep giving me that. Okay, so let's see what we have in the end. Yeah, you're learning something new. You're gaining new wisdom. You're gaining new knowledge. You're learning how to do something in a different way. That's really going to help you on down the line. And, that came out in both of those two previous readings, is that you lost something in order to help you learn perseverance and strength, to build this character inside of you, because this trait is going to help you on acquiring something really big in your life that's on down the line in 2022. So it's kind of like you have to sit with this. You have to work through this. You have to persevere. You're not supposed to run away from this and give up. You're supposed to persevere, keep your eye on the prize, and move towards the prize. Okay, move towards the prize. What's on the bottom? Six of Cups. There's a lot of energy about something in the past. Yeah, you have a lot of angst about whatever happened in the past. This Three of Swords. It's really playing on your mind, but it's about you making the clear choice to go in the direction that's best for you. And to do it, like when you make that choice, it's also about wishing whoever, whatever, situation, job, career path, financial situation, whatever, wishing that well. Like going away from this in a very, I wish you well and I wish me well. Okay, that duality. You are going to walk your path and I'm going to walk mine. And I hope that we both acquire what it is that we want out of life. You know, it's this understanding that you can move forward very very quickly with a lot of progress and victory, and to wish them the same, even if they've hurt you. And I feel like there is a huge disappointment, but it's about understanding that there is a silver lining to that dark cloud. There is something that you will gain out of that disappointment. You may not see it right now, but there is. There's always good with the bad. The dark cloud, the Six of Swords dark cloud that she's sitting on, has a silver lining. You don't see it right now, but guess what? You're going to see it. You're going to learn. You're either, some valuable lesson, gaining some valuable, trait within you, wisdom, soul growth. You're going to see at some point down the line, maybe, that this really put you on a path that was really so much better than the path that you were on. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify. Yeah. Okay, so you put a lot of time and effort into this, whether it is a business, a career, maybe an investment. It could, for some of you, I'm getting like, you put a lot of time and energy in gaining like, education, experience in something, and now I'm trying to think. I can't think of something right off that. But say you went to school and you spent a lot of time and money acquiring a certain certification or something like that, and then suddenly that sector of jobs disappeared or something like that, and now you're like, oh my goodness, I put all this time and energy into something that no longer exists. It's that kind of energy that I'm getting there, but it's like something disappeared. I'm getting the word disappeared. A job that you were hoping for, a career that you were hoping for, a business that you may have started or wanted to start, suddenly it disappeared, almost like instantly from in front of you. And it may have caused you a lot of financial, a financial decrease. But I think you're almost even more, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, but all that time and energy that I put in it, it's not just the money. It's so much else. You may have had a lot of hopes and dreams for this. And now you're kind of like, well, I don't know. Like, what direction do I go in? How do I manifest something new? I did put all this time and energy into this, and then poof, it was gone. I'm really getting poof, it was gone. So you're putting up a lot of boundaries. You're kind of blocking yourself off. You may have people in your life, love is all around. You may have a lot of people in your life that have been trying to give you some advice or support or something like that, and you're just kind of like, I don't want to hear it. I'm putting my head down. I don't want to hear it. I put my best into this. And so this is causing you a lot of sleepless nights. You're having a hard time sleeping because you're kind of like, I don't know what the next step is. This path kind of like almost disappeared from in front of me. And what you have here is the King of Wands and the Fool. So I think some of you may be actually just deciding to move to another city, right? You're just kind of like, I'm just taking action. I'm going in a new direction. but you may not know what direction to go in. The other message that I'm getting is, you're making decisions about where to go, what to do next out of fear, not necessarily out of listening to your heart about what is best for you. So let's see what the Strength card has here in the present moment. What do we have here? Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups, the Moon. Yeah, this is part of your divine path. There are, once again, when I get this card, I always feel like, your especially deceased ancestors, loved ones, spirit guides, angels are really helping you tune into your intuition. They really are trying to send you messages. This nightingale, a lot of times you might get the messages. The nightingale sings at night. You might get the messages in your dreams or while you're sleeping. You might want to keep a dream journal or something like that. They're trying to talk to you. They're definitely trying to send you information about where to go next. For some of you, you may have this energy of just throwing your hands up and saying, well, I don't know. I don't even know where to go next. I just know I want out of here, right? It's that energy. But they're trying to give you information about where to go next, about what to do, about how to bring the blessings back into your life, about how to turn the Wheel of Fortune. And it's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune was in your yearly reading, about the wheel was going to turn for you, that your loved ones are trying to help you with this. And I feel like, I have that blocked energy. They're trying to talk to you. They're trying to help you to drop this burden and build a very happy home, love, wish fulfillment, to help you get out of your regrets, your angst about this situation. Angst just keeps coming up. And Eight of Cups, how to understand that this is part of your soul growth, that this is part of your spiritual path. Some of you might even be walking onto a spiritual path and starting a spiritual business. They're trying to help you with this. Part of this is learning how to trust in the universe and trust your guides, trust your intuition. You may, in the end, this won't be for all of you, you may have made some decision based on ego or fear, and ego and fear are the same, ego or fear, and it didn't work out. And this situation has been kind of like put on your path so that you learn how to trust more of your intuition. You may have actually seen red flags in this situation. You may have seen red flags and chose not to look at them. Like your intuition may have been saying, there's something there that you need to look at, and you didn't. And so now you're really, when we live through that, and I've been there, when you live through that, then you really feel like you can't trust yourself. And this could be part of your journey to learn how to trust yourself, how to trust your intuition, which is going to be so valuable as the lesson that you're learning in order to build something that is extremely profitable. Blessings. The wheel will turn for you once you step into your soul's journey of listening to your intuition. Okay, so let's go to the Six of Swords. What do we have here? Yeah, this is your obstacle. You have wishes and dreams. You want something. What's holding you back from actually having the wheel turn is you're looking back to something. Once again, the Six of Cups, really wishing that had worked out. It's like you want to go back and get it. This is changing your belief system. This is really okay, this is not going to resonate with everybody, but for some of you, you may have grown up with, within a family dynamic where it was kind of like, if an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That type of mentality. Instead of seeing things from different perspectives, right? It's kind of like somebody did me wrong, so now I've got to go out and get mine, do them wrong or do somebody else wrong. If I don't, if, the kind of like, if I don't go and get mine, then, somebody else will get it, like that there is the mentality that there is only so much, that victim mentality that there's only so much, the universe can't provide for everybody. So if I don't go and get mine, then guess what? I'm going to be having nothing. And this is really kind of changing that belief system within you, that yes, you're moving on from that mentality that I really feel like you grew up with. That Six of Cups keeps coming up. You may even have family members that are, like something may have happened and, they may be like, oh, you need to go sue them or, retaliate in some way. And, if you have just rights to do that, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. You do need to protect yourself. But it's more of a belief system of that than maybe something that's in reality. I wonder if that's part of why I'm getting that duality thing, that two things can be true at the same time also. So you're moving on, you're ascending, you're gaining more soul consciousness about how sometimes, we can almost, if we just go at things as I got to go get mine, right? I've got to go get my share. And we don't think about the collective or our energy of what we're putting out or creating for the universe, then, whether we, some people sometimes do get a lot of money in ways that are perhaps, all for themselves, right? And not for the greater good. And I think that that's where you're coming into, Sag, is that this energy of wanting to do things for the greater good, of coming into this energy of, I want to spread love and light. And this is a difficult lesson for you because it is, I feel, from childhood. Something, something that you have had within you, a core belief for a long time, but you're coming out of that. In fact, you may even feel one day like, yes, seeing how you're connected to the collective and how your gifts and talents can help the collective. And then the next day going, I just want money, money, money. It's that kind of energy. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, wow, this is really interesting. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is that you're kind of disconnected. Sometimes I get this energy when you feel like the world has lied to you. Like you may feel like your parents or your family or your community kind of lied to you. And it's like, all of a sudden, it's kind of like, wow, things aren't the way I thought they really were. The world doesn't work the way I thought it did. You're getting this information and you're having to forgive. The Page of Cups is having to forgive yourself for sometimes when we realize that, the belief system that we grew up with isn't necessarily the truth, okay? It's kind of this victim mentality of, oh my goodness, well then I just don't know where to go. Like how could they teach me about that? And then I figure out it's not true. Like what else have they lied to me about? But it's about recognizing that it was that person's truth to them. It doesn't mean that you have to have that same truth. That truth could be true for them, but maybe you are going to see things in a different perspective. And part of the lesson is understanding that. And that's where the forgiveness comes. It's about trusting in your intuition, forgiving yourself for whatever has happened in the past when you listen to your ego or your fear, and then trusting your heart and stepping into that energy of, yes, okay, I can do this. I forgive whatever happened in the past. I forgive, this employer. I forgive this situation. I forgive my family for teaching me this belief, and now I can move on. I have this new knowledge. I have this new knowledge of how I fit into the world. And then with the star, it's like you can shine your light. You're starting to recognize your gifts and your talents and how you can use them and how you can go out and share them with the world. Really lovely energy here. I do feel like some of you may be going through that. I know when I went through my spiritual awakening, and realizing some of the things that I had, the beliefs that I had grown up with, it's kind of like when you're a child and then, you discover that the tooth fairy doesn't really exist, right? And you're kind of like, oh my gosh, you mean they've been playing me my whole 8 years, 9 years that I've been alive? It's kind of that same type of mentality, except that you are an adult and you have been living this for a very long time. And it's kind of like you've been basing your life on it, but it's kind of like opening you to a renewed life or a renewed way to look at the world. He's got the magnifying glass. Now you can see things in a totally different way, and it is coming into that this person didn't lie to you, okay, or your family didn't lie to you. It was their truth. Their truth could exist while now you see the world in a different way. Wow. It's pretty intense, isn't it? Yeah. And so it is about moving away from, perhaps anger, depression, disappointment that the world isn't the way that you thought it was or something like that. And stepping into this, no, their truth is true for them. And now I have a new truth that is true for me. And it's just because you have awakened and you are vibrating at a higher level than you were before. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So you're going within. Go within. Listen to your intuition. That is, I feel like, the lesson, because the ending here is the lesson that you're learning. You're getting this wisdom that I don't have to believe the same thing that everybody around me believes. I can step into my own power. I can listen to my intuition. The Queen of Cups is extremely intuitive. Puts herself first, realizes if she doesn't fill up her own cup, she can't fill up the cup of anyone else. Okay? It's that scenario when you're on the airplane and the air mask drop. They always say, put your mask on first, then help those around you. The Queen of Cups gets that. She understands that. She makes herself a top priority. She listens to her intuition. She doesn't listen to all of the beliefs and ideas of people around her. She listens to her own intuition. She connects with spirit and makes her decisions based on that, not based on external validation or external, thinking. She makes up her own mind and then taking action based on what she gets from within, really interesting. And you're moving out of this energy of life is so disappointing. It's not what I thought it was. You're all of a sudden embracing it. And I love this energy. You're putting down the self-doubt about how the world works. And then look at this. The Sun, victory. 6 of Wands is victory. And the Lovers. And because this is a career and money reading, this is the old choice card. It's about making choices that are best for you. based on your intuition, not based on what somebody else thinks that you should do or how the world works. You're gaining your own insight about how the world works. And it's not like, one of the things is that it's not as if you have to go out and make everybody see the world your way now, right? Because we're all on the journey at different, times and at different levels of awareness and stuff. It's realizing, once again, that their truth is true for them and your truth is true for you. Wow, that message, I'm telling you, it is coming out in a lot of my readings. Yeah, and I'll have to admit, I really had to sit there with it. When the first time it came out, I really had to sit there with it. Because it is kind of a very much of a duality in the world, right? When you realize that somebody's truth is true for them and your truth is true for you. And they both exist at the same time. There's no right and no wrong. As humans, we always, are judging everything as right or wrong. And, we talk about that gray area. But we're in the back of our mind, we're always right and wrong. This is right, that is wrong. And now it's coming into that energy of understanding that this is true and that is true. It just depends on who you are and the perspective and where you are on your journey. They both can exist at the same time. Yeah, wow. This is your soul connection advice. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. That is just stepping into it, understanding that, if this, especially if this goes back to parents or family upbringing, this idea that, they didn't do it to hurt you. They really believed it. They truly believed and maybe still believe their belief system. It does not mean that you have to believe it. And loving them, okay? Loving them because you understand that that is their truth. You can't change what they think is true. Just like you don't want them to try to change what you think is true. So it's this energy of understanding that you still love them. You love them even though what they think is true is different than what you think is true. They're not wrong and you're not right. And they're not right and you're wrong, right? It's like unconditionally loving them because you understand that their truth to them is true for them at this time. And just loving them still. How can I be more flexible right now? All right, Sag. This is just, I feel like I'm just repeating. What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. Okay. I mean, it's just coming out over and over again. And I feel like if, for some of you, it just may mean, I have to say it, 10 different times, maybe 10 different ways for it to come in. This is a lesson that they're singing to your spirit guides, your angels, your deceased loved ones. They are singing you this message. This is such an important message for you to work through in the month of January. And it is going to bring in so much victory, sunshine, blessings. The wheel is going to turn for you. It's when you embrace this idea that you can still love somebody even though they see the world in a different way than you do. That you can both exist and both be true. Your viewpoints can both be true. Okay, wow. Wow, really, really lovely. I love it when these messages come through and it just like keeps coming the same message over and over again, because it's kind of like I almost feel like, Sag, you may be leaders and living, embracing this duality, and going forth into the world and just understanding, living this through your actions, will help to inspire others to also understand that, we can all have our own perspective and our own truths, and they can all coexist at the same time with nobody being right and nobody being wrong. All right, Sag, go out there, live your truth, and realize that it is true for you, and love yourself unconditionally. Well, I hope to see you again soon. I wish you much love and light in this situation. And once again, if you resonate with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like or subscribing. And I'd love to hear in the comments below how this may resonate in your life. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.